humans aren't born out of laying around on their asses. We're the dominant species. We built all this. We're powerful, and we're beautiful, and we're ready to build the next level of civilization in God's plan. If you love God and you want to build a pro-human future, you must become the victor. But you have to believe in yourself first. This is the truth, and everyone knows it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need to get new conspiracy theories because all of the old conspiracy theories turned out to be true. And if you think that that's a meme or an exaggeration, no, it's absolutely not. Yes, we're going to be talking about how the USAID, USAID, was funding anti-gamer far-left propaganda. You heard that correctly. The U.S. government was spending millions of dollars to put out anti-gamergate propaganda, including funding some of your all-time favorites like Feminist Frequency. Oh, I wish I were joking. I wish I were exaggerating. Feminist Frequency, the last I saw, the total, she got over $200,000 from the federal government. That means that our tax dollars went to help fund Feminist Frequency. Ladies and gentlemen, these people should be in jail. They should spend the rest of their life in prison. I have to reserve myself on what I say. But here it is. These people are evil. They are malevolent. And they should absolutely have to face the consequences of these actions. I am just utterly gobsmacked that we have seen so much corruption. It's so much worse than anyone could have imagined. The fact that gamers were targeted, it's just, you would think that it would be a lie if it didn't come out to be true.
The crazy, stupid conspiracy theory turned out to be true.
Yeah.
Well, you can imagine when you suddenly in your inbox find a termination notice or a leave of absence notice that you didn't expect to get on a flawed predicate that you're doing radical leftist insubordination. It's pretty jarring. And because there's so many lies and falsehoods circulating, and so many claims that people are sort of not with the program, I think people are just completely dislocated. There's no stable ground on which to walk. And then, of course, most of them have been laid off, so they're worried about how they're going to pay the bills and how they're going to make rent.
Good. You absolutely vile pieces of trash. To be caught and exposed like this, and then not take any accountability, and try to gaslight people, and say, well, ignore your lying eyes. Ignore the fact that the federal government was paying Feminist Frequency. Ignore the fact that the USAID was funding some of these anti-gamer movements. Ignore the fact that this was funding DEI and other woke crap. Politico. $8 million to Politico. Are you out of your mind? Politico is garbage. What are we doing here?
That's what happens when you get fired.
But maybe the part that is the most striking and for me inspiring, if not surprising, having worked there for 4 years.
She can do DoorDash.
Is that, the people who work at USAID did not come to work at USAID for the money. The civil servants, the foreign servants, the contract.
Yeah, they were activists. They love the money. But they did it for the power and the control and that they could help the causes that they wanted. They didn't do it to help anyone. Because they made everything worse. It is the most bloated and incomprehensibly evil list of causes that were attached to this. They're going over the list of this stuff. They're reading it. It's like transgender Sesame Street in Iraq, $10 billion. It's madness. I'm exaggerating about that, but actually not really. It's like it's like Sesame Street in Iraq, or lesbian dance shows in Saudi Arabia. It's like, what the hell? Seriously. There are people in the U.S. who went to fight for this country. They're living in abject poverty. And we're spending money on these freaks, these fringe leftist causes, instead of helping these people. Instead of putting that money towards helping Americans, these people, for their own activistic and far left radical vision of the world, this globalist utopia, we're willing to sell out our own veterans and help some degenerate, disgusting freaks that may be part of the LGBT community overseas. Or, we have to get gamers. Those gamers are kind of a problem. They're kind of a bunch of assholes.
Actors, they came to USAID because they wanted to make a difference in the world. Because
that's the problem. Yep, that's the problem. See that? Yep. See, you figured it out. That's it.
She didn't figure it out. She just
learned the code. Yeah.
She said the quiet part out loud. She doesn't get it.
They saw America's interests as tied up with the interests of people, vulnerable people around the world.
That's right. That's exactly why you're fired. You're going to be working in DoorDash. That's it.
She couldn't do DoorDash. She'd get the order wrong. She'd be like, well, I delivered half of your order to this other family that I felt was disenfranchised. I just took from your order and gave it to somebody else. That's what this bitch would do, and she'd get fired on day one. These people, let me just say, for all you people that think Trump is a dictator, no. Trump is one of the most magnanimous and generous people. If I were made president, these people would be publicly frog-marched out. I would do a whole press conversation. I'd have these people arrested. I'd have them all lined up. No, I'm not going to have them shot. I would have their crimes read out for the public to see. All of the charges, all of the money, the millions of dollars that could have gone to helping Americans but went to fringe, freak foreign causes. I would have the faces of these people everywhere. These are the enemy. These are people that took positions for activistic reasons, spent your hard-earned money on causes that worked against your best interest, and actively worked to create an environment and a culture that targeted you, that vilified you, that made you feel bad for being a white Christian male conservative. No, absolutely. Every one of these people are getting off easy for the damage that they've done, the money that they've spent. They're getting off easy. She's getting on screen and crying, "They let me go, they fired me." They should be firing you from a cannon into the sun for the damage that you've done. Oh, we were working for the most vulnerable. No, you weren't. You were corrupt and you wanted power. And when you got it, you used it for evil. And now it's being exposed, and now you're being fired like the piece of trash that you are, and you want to complain about it and you want to lament it. It's disgusting.
Working on DoorDash on welfare, thank God. Taking our tax money, giving it to random ass fucking countries so they can do drag shows.
Yeah.
See ya.
Absolutely.
See ya. Too bad. Have fun.
Yeah.
And so even as they're struggling to figure out how to make rent, all of a sudden, they're most struggling with the fear that so many millions of people who relied on us as a country, on USAID as an agency, but on them as individuals.
Yeah, we fired them and we don't give a fuck about those people. Get them out.
Prison cell.
That's it. I love how people like this. I wonder if they realize that this is like porn for people that voted for Trump. Do they know that? Like, this is the best case scenario.
No, it's Asman. I understand what you're trying to say, but let me tell you, somebody who is a Trump supporter. No, this is great, but what I think would be quote unquote porn for Trump supporters is what I mentioned, where these people were arrested and they were frog marched out of their jobs and they were lined up and they announced their crimes and they announced the money that was spent elsewhere. And these people were marched off one by one, like graduating from high school. You walk up and get your diploma. Here's your warrant. Get out. Like, these people are getting off easy. This woman is going out there to complain about, I'm getting fired. Yeah, that's great. I'm not taking any catharsis in this because this dumb bitch is not actually taking accountability for anything. She's not admitting what she did was wrong. I want this chick in jail. I want all of these people in prison because guess what? There are people that could have used that money in America. I mentioned veterans, a whole bunch of other people, and the causes that they've supported, both overseas and domestic, I think, you can call me crazy, I think that rises to the level of treason. You can disagree with me, fine. I realize I'm going out on a limb there, but these people have worked to undermine the American culture, the American country, our interest in the world. These people have done everything they can to damage and hurt this country. I think if there's ever a textbook definition of treason, this would happen to be it. So no, I don't get much catharsis out of this. Yeah, it's nice these people got fired. They should be arrested. I know that Asman wouldn't agree with that. I know that his audience probably wouldn't agree with that. I realize that I may be a bit extreme on this, but it's just because I'm extremely passionate about the fact that these people knew, it's like, to say that they knew what they were doing was wrong, and they did it anyway. They hurt people and didn't care because they had a cause. And they were willing to spend money that wasn't theirs and take power they didn't deserve at the cost of the American people and the American taxpayer. And for what? Nothing. Didn't benefit this country one bit. Helped to destabilize the world, promote degeneracy and this disgusting filth. And now we have to spend more money to unravel the stuff that these people have done. And this chick gets in front of a camera and goes, I have to find a new job. It's like, you should have to find a new cellmate. These people are getting off so easy.
Yeah, like this is like, how many of you guys watch this and you're like, yeah, and then oh, everybody, you're sad, and then there's all the people that don't have, oh wow, yeah. This is like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm so happy to watch these videos. I hate these parasites. Get them the fuck out.
True.
Absolutely.
Deport
no
'em.
sympathy here. Fucking zero from me. Absolutely.
Deport them.
It's cathartic, yes.
Guantanamo.
These guys are posting their own L's.
That those individuals out in the world have no place to turn.
That's
and
right.
indeed, they're showing up and finding health clinics shuttered and soup kitchens closed and advisors who were helping governments renegotiate debt with China. Those advisors, now taken off the books.
That's right.
Good.
So just the wreckage in the world is what the USAID staff that I'm in touch with are carrying with them. That's what's keeping them up at night, as much as the question of, what am I going to do tomorrow? And, how do I take care of my family?
God, bro, I've never seen a bigger W. See ya, bitch. Go work at DoorDash. Go do Uber Eats. Go work at McDonald's. Put the fries in the bag. Like, thank God. Get the fuck out of here. What a waste of everybody's fucking money. What a complete waste of literally billions of dollars, bro. billions of dollars wasted on these retards.
Yeah.
You're wrong, especially about her. If you're in charge of this shit and you're okay.
Hold on.
If you're in charge of this shit and you're a complete waste of literally billions of dollars, bro. Billions of dollars wasted on these retards. You're wrong, especially about her. If you're in charge of this shit.
You're wrong, especially about her. How? I'll never understand this. Like, I would say Asmongold's audience is pretty centrist. Like, they may meme about being Trump supporters, but I don't think there are many actual Trump supporters in his audience. I could totally be wrong. But every once in a while, you have like a Hassan fan that somehow finds a way in, and they're genuinely the most retarded human beings on the planet. And they'll be like, no, you're wrong about her. How on God's green earth can you listen to what she's saying and see the data of what is being, what's being purchased? What has been purchased? And say, no, you're wrong about her. You're wrong about this. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're a retard. Take your meds. Sit down. Deport. Let's get Tom Holland. Deport this guy in Hassan's audience. Or, sorry. No, that was over the line. Asmongold's audience. I didn't mean that. That was very offensive to Asmongold. I wouldn't want to confuse him with a terrorist sympathizer.
And you're okaying different types of advocacy programs for social issues across the world, you are using my tax money in a way that I will vote against. Yep. That's really just that simple. So you might not like that. You might think, oh, well, that's mean to say, but fuck that.
I know that people meme at this, and they sort of like throw their hands up. Donald Trump is the best president that I've seen in my lifetime. His first term, his second term is what I wanted his first term to be. I got to be honest with you, I would vote for Trump for a third term. There's no question. I would do it 100%. I would vote for a third term with Trump. If it's like, oh, he's too old. I don't give a shit. Donald Trump is the only president that's exposed so much of this shit that we've seen in the government. He's the only one. It wasn't Reagan. It wasn't George H.W. Bush. It wasn't Clinton. It wasn't George Bush. It wasn't Obama. It sure as hell wasn't Biden. In my lifetime, the only president that has exposed the deep, rotten stench of corruption in the U.S. government has been Trump. I would 100% vote for him for a third term. Or fourth term.
Fuck that. I don't care. You're right. You are right, especially about her. Yeah, exactly. She's the one in charge. Yeah, exactly. And I love how a millionaire is for Trump. You think I give a fuck about that? I don't care about the taxes part. That's not even the point. It's not about a millionaire Trump. Oh, wow. Trump's going to cut my taxes. I hope he raises my taxes. That way we can put people like this back in middle.
No. See, that's the thing, Asmon. He's going to cut your taxes, not necessarily, of course, like the getting rid of the income tax. Hey, get rid of federal income tax. Hey, get rid of these taxes. No, the whole thing about Trump is that he wants to eliminate as many taxes on goods as possible. So when you go to the store, even if there's a little bit of inflation or there's a little bit of price increase from tariffs, that you have more money from your paycheck, so it's really going to wash even. Or, you're going to have a little bit extra money left over.
Institutions, and we can solve the problem, and people won't have to worry about it anymore. So, yeah, no, I hope that's what happens. Thank God.
Yeah.
To deal with these people. This is insane.
Yeah.
And this is what they do. And you can see that the moral capital that these people had for so many years has dried up.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they always go and they try to make these arguments about like, oh, we're helping people. People are afraid. It's emotional blackmail. And I think people are just fucking fed up and tired of it. It appeals to emotion. I'm sick of somebody trying to make me feel sorry for them. Suck my fucking dick. I don't care. Get the fuck out of here. It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's so much useless money out of your pocket. You don't even know how to do good. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. It's totally fucking true, man. Easy to help people when you're using somebody else's money. Exactly, man. No one feels sorry for her, to be honest. I definitely don't. Sure I'll tell you that. Don't. So yeah, it's that simple. And click on Alex Jones' stream. He's not doing anything. He's just doing some bullshit. Like there's nothing else going on. I'm sick of people emotionally guilting me. Yeah, exactly. Why do you have to be so harsh? I get your point, but why do you have to be rough like this?
Oh my God. What sort of? Oh my God. What sort of pansy ass? Like, man, I can't even put it into words. Why do you have to be so harsh on her? This disgusting subhuman parasitic freak went into a job where she and other parasitic subhuman freaks decided that they were going to spend money that wasn't theirs, abuse power that they didn't deserve, and spend my taxpayer money and your taxpayer money on causes that were absolutely evil, indefensible, degenerate, didn't help America, didn't help Americans. And then when all of this gets exposed and these people are revealed for the criminals that they are, this woman comes on and says, oh, we did so much good. And then you want to know why harassment is mildly, tepidly, like he's not even being harsh. Again, I say, a lot of Asman's chat is great, but where do these retards come from? And yes, I do think that person is a retard. 100%. I don't think there is any person with a functioning brain that can see what this woman has done, see what these people have done, see the abuse, the rotten, the corruption, and say, oh, you're being a little too, I don't like your tone. Dude, seriously.
The reason why I have to be rough like this is because these people will be just this rough to you if you try to oppose them. These are the people who tried to systematically disenfranchise you, tried to smear you, that tried to turn you into an enemy, that tried to turn your own fan bases against you. They funded websites that published fake and false and misleading information in order to slander gamers. These people are the ones that were responsible for it. Look right here, and I'll show you. Like, people think I'm fucking crazy. I'm not.
No, you're not.
Look at this. People wonder are tax dollars used to promote wokeness in video games? Answer is yes. USAID paid Politico millions of dollars a year to write pieces like this one, which promotes diversity and describes Gamergate as disinformation and harassment campaign. So this is the thing, guys. I want these people to suffer.
Yeah.
Because that's what they did to me.
Yeah.
I want to set an example.
Yeah.
Get rid of these people.
Yep.
Put them, like, completely out of their jobs.
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Make an example of them. Say, listen, this is what happens. Gamers rise up. What goes around? Yep. What goes around comes around.
Yes.
And we're coming.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Cry more? We don't need to anymore. That's for them. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well said.
Hold them accountable? Absolutely. Watching you is like a breath of fresh air? No, I know. There's a lot of people. Trump's about to sign more orders. I'll look at that in a minute. I'll see if I can pull it up. And now it's their turn to cry? No, I'm sure it is. But I'll see if I can watch this and see if anything crazy happens. But I'm not sure if it will. Yeah, nothing yet. But soon Trump signs another order. Holy fuck, man. And anyway, yeah, no, I hate these people. I think they're parasites.
True.
And I will do whatever is in my power to make things worse for them however I can. Because I feel like in the last 10 years, I've lived under the tyranny of people like this.
True.
Not only under websites that have rules that make these people feel good, but also under video games that they try to censor and change and then demonize me for complaining about it.
True.
And I am absolute. I want to let you guys know, like, I am a revenge enjoyer. I am.
Amen, bro.
I love it. And I'll go all the way. I'll go all the way. And so he's right. That's it. And so we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. It's a vendetta. No, it is. I have a vendetta against these people. I hate these fucking people. I fucking hate them. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see this happening. And I hope that they just keep pushing for it. And I will keep pushing for it as hard as I can.
Good.
And that's it. They took the shit that I love and fucking destroyed it. They did. Exactly. Yeah. And same, to be honest, make them suffer. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, no calls to violence. It goes without saying, right?
Yeah, of course. Unlike them who say that MAGA should be killed. Activision Blizzard.
Right. But, like, I just want these people out of their position and totally discredited.
Yep.
But, yeah. I remember telling everyone this was coming back in 2016, the shit they did to Peterson. Yeah, exactly. The whole Politico thing is misleading. Nah, it's bullshit. You really think that they're paying for all this other shit and they're not trying to push this too? Nah. It's common sense this is happening. Like,
a lot of people in his chat are in deep denial about this stuff. I don't know. Yeah, he's absolutely right, though. He's 1,000% right. He's never been more right about anything.
How can I try to, like, actually me on this? It's so obvious. No respect for him anymore. Well, I never had any, but now I have a way to exercise it. So, yeah.
True.
They destroyed established franchises. Like, I was sitting... The thing is that... And I never understood the anti-revenge moral you have in film. I'm telling you, it doesn't fill you. What bullocks? Revenge doesn't solve must, yes, but boy, does it satisfy. I feel like revenge solves tons of problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, that's not even true. And also, like, it's not even really about them. It's just about them trying to, look for sympathy and shit. But, yeah, it looks like... And this is also... Look at this. This is crazy. We're also sending money. Look at this. This is nuts. How does this even happen? And so, let me see if I find it right here. Yeah, so the BBC, I didn't even know this. The BBC is unhappy about U.S. government funding cut. This is a statement they made. A free press is essential to freedom and democracy. 75% of countries around the world do not have free press. BBC Media Action supports local media around the world to deliver trusted information most people need. Like most international development organizations, BBC Media Group has been affected by the temporary pause on government funding. So this is 8% of their fucking revenue? 8% of their fucking revenue for the, what does B stand for? Not big. It does not stand for big. It's a different one. It stands for fucking British. What the fuck are we giving them money for? It's insane.
And you know what's actually really crazy? Is that Britain has prime ministers and, MPs and all of these people who would morally grandstand to Trump and come up with all these provocative statements about how Trump is evil and we shouldn't allow Trump in the UK, and we're paying 8% for your BBC, and you've got the gall to say a word to us. I mean, just absolutely audacious.
It's nuts, man. What are you talking about? Fuck this shit up. Yeah, this is insane. Yeah, they founded their shit on our propaganda. Exactly. I saw this also. There are community notes. Contributors see all the crazy notes people try to put on this. Yeah, I guess so. My mom always said forgiveness gives people less power over you than hate. Really? Well, that sounds like somebody that's not able to exercise their hate very well.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all fight the Brits to not have to pay taxes? Yes. And that's the difference, right? So you've got to remember, you know what the Boston Tea Party was over?
Tea.
2%.
It was over tea. Yeah, it was a tax increase. And guess what? We don't even like tea. Americans don't even like tea. They prefer coffee.
2% taxes. And we said, you know what? We're done. We're fucking done. Like, this is it. 2% on only tea. We said, you know what? That's it. No taxation without representation. We shut the whole thing down over that. This is 8% for them to peddle bullshit. Would you say you're someone that hates easily? Not really. I mean, usually I just let things go. I don't really care about it. But if I feel like somebody is trying to act in... if I feel like somebody is trying to, like, encroach into my space and make me do something that I don't want to do, then I will absolutely attack them back, and I view it as an aggression. And so, like, I think that the best way to deal with that is to respond, right, in the same way. And so, because, like, I was just in my space, I was in my room, sitting in my room doing nothing, and then these people come into my room and they try to change stuff. That's it. It's self-defense.
Fantastic.
Let's see, what's this here? What are you doing, man? You didn't even read the last paragraph saying BBC Media Action is a charity and not BBC News? Really? You think it's a charity? As the BBC's international charity, we're completely separate from BBC News and wholly reliant on donors to carry out our work? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maintain credibility, cherry picking. Exactly. You really think that they're not paying these people money? You really think that? Don't care? Yeah, that's the same thing. So let me get this straight. So basically, you think that because it's a charity, that they're not trying to push an agenda. So these people are giving money to different places, and then that money is being used for media. And you think that for some reason, I'm supposed to think that this is okay because they say that they're a charity. Well, if I'm giving a charity, if I'm giving away bombs for charity, I'm still a bad guy, right? It doesn't make any sense. It's laughable. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous fucking thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is it. Totally separate part from BBC Media umbrella? Really? So you don't think that they exercise any editorial or discretionary...
It's so absurd how people in his audience are like, oh no, we just naturally believe them. Oh my God. Yeah, I actually feel bad for Asman in cases like this. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like when he's choosing to record this, his audience seems, maybe it's just like bias. Like he's picking out the, like someone here, dank fuel can't melt jet memes, libtards in chat. Yeah, I sort of got that vibe too. It's weird. There's an abnormal amount of retards in his chat that are saying some pretty stupid things like, oh no, all the different variations of the BBC, oh, they're all above board and they're all separate. No, absolutely not. They are not separate in any way, shape, manner, or form. The people that run these groups, the reason that they're separated a lot of the times is just for convenience factor. But the fact is that if you've got somebody that works at MSNBC and somebody that works at CNN, you bet your ass they collaborate. It's like these people do collab, and so the idea that no, this is above board, and you know it couldn't possibly be that they're corrupt, and it couldn't possibly be that they're giving money to the British Broadcasting Company, whether it's a news affiliation or anything. It's ridiculous.
Control over who they give the money to? You actually think they don't do that? And you think that they're not funding different places that are, adversarial to our interests?
Yeah.
No. So I don't know. I just guess. I put the pieces together.
Yeah, he doesn't have to know anything. You absolute mongoloid. You absolute Dunning-Kruger retard. 8% going to a British company from the U.S. government, an international charity, is unacceptable. Any amount of money going to Britain, it's a Britain charity, 8% of the revenue is unacceptable. That money should be going to Americans. How is that too complicated for you guys to understand? I realize that you're on Twitch, so the collective intelligence on Twitch is about a -60. And a lot of that is due to Son and Pokimane. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, not 1 cent should have been going to this. So you can try to argue minutia with him, but it's bullshit. And on top of that, this is just one example. This is just one example. There are so many stories that are coming out. And at the end of the day, they funded anti-gamergate propaganda. And this is another clip that came out. Like I said, feminist frequency. I mean, absolutely unconscionable, unacceptable, unbelievable. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.